Please be advised that viewer discretion is strongly recommended. None of the content presented here has been exaggerated or taken out of context. These are the exact statements made by the prosecution team, defense team, Brendan Paul, Diddy's drug mule, and Joseph Cercello, a Homeland Security agent. Some words have been censored to comply with YouTube's guidelines. What you're about to hear is a voiced-over reading of testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Source: Courtroom reporter at InnerCityPress on X.com. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Listen at your own discretion. The government calls Brendan Paul.
Do you recognize this person?
Sean Combs. I worked for him until I was arrested at a Florida airport for possession of cocaine in my personal assistant bag.
Why was it there?
I was sweeping Mr. Combs's room.
How did you come to work for Mr. Combs?
Through Revolt Illy Maroon, he told me get in to get out. If you have a girlfriend, break up with her, you'll never see her.
Did you interview?
Late October 2022 at 200 South Mapleton Drive.
How were you greeted there?
My ID was scanned and I had to sign an NDA. Frankie Santella and Christina Coram was there, KK.
Did they hire you?
Yes, I would pack a lot of joints in the garage. Marijuana.
When did you meet Mr. Combs?
KK came to the garage and told me to come to a listening party in the backyard and take notes.
What was KK's role?
Chief of staff, helped out with the family.
Did KK use Mr. Combs's phone?
Yes.
How many assistants did Mr. Combs have?
At first 5, then 4, then 2. Given my college basketball background, I helped with Mr. Combs's workouts.
Who is this?
Jonathan Perez.
And this?
Butler Frank Rodriguez.
What did Mr. Combs' butler do?
Stand next to Puff, giving him water, chapstick, whatever he needed.
Did you have group chats with KK?
Yes.
Turn to the binder and flip through it. Who is this?
Fahim. We called him Fa.
What was your salary?
Started at $75,000 a year, then $100,000. I got paid bi-weekly by Combs Enterprises.
Where did you live?
In Airbnb in LA and Miami.
Where did KK stay?
In LA, an apartment 4 minutes from 200 South Mapleton. In Miami, in Two-Star Island.
Did you accompany Mr. Combs to paid club appearances?
Yes. He would ask for $150,000, and they'd have to sell things for him.
What did you do to stay awake?
Prescription Adderall and sometimes coke.
What was your job?
To make sure Mr. Combs was always happy. He'd say, I don't take no for an answer. He told us to move like SEAL Team 6.
Did Mr. Combs fire you?
Yes, for forgetting his Lululemon fanny pack when he went on a walk. He said, I don't want to see your face anymore. Tell KK you are fired.
What did you do?
Bought a Lululemon fanny pack, get it in, laid low.
Did you ever complain to HR?
No, that wasn't a thing.
Why not?
HR even forgot to pull my federal taxes my first 8 months. You just go to Mr. Combs.
Did Mr. Combs use drugs?
Yes, coke, more.
What is in this photo?
My hand with ecstasy and Tusi, pink cocaine.
Why did you take the photo?
To ask staff what to do with it after I found it. I was told to put it in his bag.
Did you buy marijuana for him?
Yes.
From whom?
Philip Pines. Puff liked Sunset Sherbet.
Who were the other drugs dealers Mr. Combs used?
One stop, Guido Baby Girl and I think it's spelled O-E-I.
Who's this?
Guido.
Is this your chat with Baby Girl? What is happening?
Jonathan Perez is introducing me to Baby Girl. She asked me, is it for you or Puff? I replied, Puff, but tell anyone it's for me.
Why?
Puff is high profile, so we used alias.
Did Mr. Combs use Cialis?
Yes, we'd put it in his nightstand.
Your message to Love Red Phone, what does it mean?
I called Puff Love. His red phone was personal. The business phone was yellow.
What did he text you?
Zans.
How did you pay for drugs?
Cash. From the Gucci bag or security, usually Fahim.
In this text, what is flowers?
Marijuana.
Did you also call it tree?
Yes. Here Fahim tells me I'll get back paid once Duke comes on shift.
Did Mr. Combs have you take drugs?
Yes, to test his T.
Did you want to take it?
I wanted to prove my loyalty.
What were Wild King nights?
Mr. Combs and significant others, drugs, sex.
Did Jane participate in Wild King nights?
Yes.
Did Mr. Combs' other girlfriends participate in Wild King nights?
Not that I'm aware of.
Who called them Wild King nights?
KK, I just say, he's going to hotels.
Did Mr. Combs stop using hotels and move them to the residences?
Bias after the Cassie lawsuit.
What did you do?
Clean up after.
What does this say?
That Jane coming in, Brendan is setting it up, Wild King night probable.
Where did you make the reservation?
Nobu.
Where was this Wild King night?
Jane's residence. I wrote running to Walmart for them.
KK asks, Wild King mode active or Gucci bag active? What did you say?
Between the two,
How did you know what to buy for Mr. Combs's Wild King night?
we had a shared document in the Notes app.
Who was responsible for the Astroglide?
The property manager. I didn't think the 200 South Mapleton manager was good. So, photo. I took the photo to show the manager how to lay out the Astroglide in her bathroom.
How'd you put in for the cash?
Robin at TriStar.
Did Mr. Combs contact you from Wild King Nights?
Yes, by voice notes or FaceTime. He called me to go get a set outfit, but he never called me back.
How did you clean up after?
I wore gloves.
Why?
Sanitary reasons?
Is this a photo of the day of your arrest?
Yes. March 25th, 2024. Rented jet.
The cocaine you were arrested with, was it Mr. Combs?
At that point, the defense objected and the judge sustained it.
What it yours?
No, it wasn't.
What is Mr. Combs?
At that point, the defense objected, but the judge overruled it.
Mr. Combs.
What did you do after arrest?
The diversion program, drug treatment.
No further questions?
At that point, the judge called for cross-examination.
You walked up to play basketball at Syracuse for an iconic coach?
Yes.
You played UNC, but COVID ended it?
Yes.
You weren't just a drug mule, were you?
At that point, the prosecution objected, but the judge overruled it.
I was not just that.
It was a minor part of what you did?
Absolutely.
Personal use?
At that point, the judge instructed the attorney to rephrase the question.
The hotel nights were personal?
At that point, the prosecution objected, and the judge asked for the question to be rephrased.
It was Mr. Combs and Jane, relaxation, personal, right. From your observation?
Yes,
Did you see Jane as hesitant?
I did not.
If you saw non-consensual activity, you would not have worked there, right?
At that point, the prosecution objected, and the judge sustained it.
You would not work for a criminal, would you?
No, I would not.
You care about your reputation?
Yes.
You were arrested for 27 grams, barely personal use. It was a mistake, right?
Yes.
And the case was dismissed?
Yes.
Did drugs make Sean more focused?
He got extremely creative.
As you sit here today, are you indebted to Sean Combs?
Good experiences for the most part.
No further questions.
At that point, the prosecution requested a sidebar before redirect. The judge agreed. Moments later, they returned to the courtroom.
Did you know what was happening in the Wild King Nights?
At that point, the defense objected, and the judge instructed to rephrase the question.
Were you there?
Number
What did you think the $5,000 were for?
At that point, the defense objected, and the judge sustained it.
Did you give Mr. Combs $5,000 cash in another contexts?
No, I didn't.
You said you wouldn't work for a criminal, but you bought drugs for Mr. Combs?
Yes, more than 5 times less than 10.
How do you feel about Mr. Combs?
It's complicated.
No further questions.
No recross.
At that point, the judge dismissed Mr. Paul, and he left the stand. The judge then turned to the prosecution and said, "The government may call its next witness." At that point, the prosecution said, "First, some exhibits," and began reading text messages exchanged between Combs and KK on April 25, 2023.
I can't take it no more. Album not done.
You can have release after the studio. We control our energy.
Whatever. Get me Frank.
At that point, the prosecution requested, "Play the audio message by Mr. Combs."
Have Jonathan do it.
Ms. Courtroom replies,
John will go to hotel.
"We have a bit more, then we request a break."
At that point, the prosecution began reading aloud messages between Cassie Ventura and Sean Combs.
You bashed my head in.
You're crazy. Stop talking. Flipping on me for what? We're taking a break?
I don't want to be beaten down for standing up or ever.
I try to figure out how to get this nut out.
The prosecution, still reading the texts, says,
All I wanted was to have a good time, and you took all your anger out on me as per usual. You dragged me down the hall by my hair. This is not play fighting anymore. I was serious about Rita coming over. Boris had to tackle you, Puff. That's not love, that's possession. I have bleeding cuts.
I'm not gonna let someone shit on my when all I've done it be nice. You don't treat me like the king. You was acting like a
Talk to your people and they'll tell you. Or they won't, since all they do is suck you. I asked to have my record come out after 1,000,000 years.
At that point, the defense requested to read additional portions of the exhibits. The prosecution asked to confer with the defense, and the judge allowed it. And then they continued reading the texts.
You want to party and have a good time? I have to focus or I'm ever become anything. You treat me like a hook for 10 years. I love our FOs when we both want it.
And now they call the next witness to the stand.
The government calls Joseph Cerciello of Homeland Security Investigations 18 years. How many records have you reviewed for the charts in this trial?
Thousands.
What is the only female name in this chart?
Jane.
What's the name of hotel?
One Hotel, South Beach, Phil Pines, 5/22nd to 23rd 21st, $3,050.90 for one night.
And this flight?
Jane, by JetBlue from New York to Miami.
Does the metadata match up?
Yes.
What's the name?
Jessica Ruiz, Mr. Combs' travel agent.
What were the charges for losses and damages?
$6,000.
Who flew on this one?
Jane and Cabral. Jane from LA to Miami to LA.
And Cabral?
Atlanta.
While the prosecution and Cerciello went back and forth over exhibits not shown to the public, the prosecution quietly released one message from Jane that had previously been withheld. And this is it.
What is this?
Hotel damage report at London Hotel, room 229. The report says bodily fluids spread on the floor. Pictures attached as evidence.
Names column.
Jane, Combs, Reggie, Paul, and Cabral.
And these between Paul Arthur and Combs, then Jane.
Arthur Fitness LLC, an ATM cash deposit of $900, then $600.
And this?
More hotel damages?
Fahim's cell phone was seized?
Yes.
Here's another Jane message the prosecutors belatedly made available today. Here's another Jane message the prosecutors belatedly made available today, citing Gina and Young Miami.
Did Jonathan Perez send this to Fahim?
Yes.
And this is about Anton Antoine. Is it sorted by date? Please sort it, Ms. Becker.
Here's another message they made available from Sean Combs.
Who sends this message?
KK.
What does Jonathan write to Fahim?
He says, I don't know if you're holding $10,000. Fa said, trying to get some more now.
And this? June 20th, 2024, 1 year ago today.
That was it for today's testimonies in court.
What do you think about the direction this case is heading? Let us know in the comments below. We're following every moment. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss tomorrow's developments. New witnesses, new evidence, and possibly even bigger revelations are on the way. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next update.